Hello, guys. This is the Penguin Whiskey, and today we are going to create a tier list of all the current Marvel movies right before WandaVision comes out in 2021, basically 2022, all the movies up to 2022. First, we're going to start with the very first one that started it all, Iron Man. Iron Man overall was a decent movie, but Jon Favreau did a great job. It's not like exactly the best one, but it's also not the worst. And I will also be doing the movies from like this would be the best one in the B tier and so on. The next one is I think that came out would be Iron Man 2, which C tier. It was boring. The villain was very bland. It didn't do much. It helped expand the universe. We got Black Widow, but overall, I would say it was eh. Thor, same thing. Just we got introduced to Thor. Thor was bad until I would say the third movie. The first Avenger would be B tier. I would say Captain America movies were all very very good. Now we have the first Avengers, which is an easy A tier. It brought together a bunch of movies into the same premise, and it's what sparked a lot of crossover movies now and big universes, as people will call them. After that, I think we had Iron Man 3, which is slightly better than 2, but is just an average movie. We got, a nod to it in Infinity or in Endgame, but it wasn't that great. Thor: The Dark World is just D tier. That's just a trash movie. Like, don't even bother me with it. Oh, I forgot about Incredible Hulk, like everyone else did. That's at this point just ironic. Okay, then Guardians. Guardians is an A to an S tier. I would say it's an S tier. It's one of the better Marvel movies out there so far. And then the granddaddy of them all, just Winter Soldier. It's just the best one out there. The story was great. The characters were great. It led to a much bigger sense of the universe was, and it gave storylines into pretty much every single facet of the movies afterwards, with Civil War, of course, Avengers, and even Spider-Man. Then, of course, you have Spider-Man Homecoming. It's B. It's like right there. It's nothing fantastic. It's nothing like, oh yeah, I'm going to go watch Spider-Man. You're like, okay, Spider-Man's on. I will watch it. Captain America Civil War is an A tier. I have many problems with it. The storyline just is very messy. Uh, it the premise was just bad. If you know Iron Man from the comics, it was bad. Yeah, it didn't make any sense because the whole entire premise was if we had the Soviet Accords, people wouldn't have died. And I'm like, quite literally, if Avengers didn't stop these villains, everyone would have died. So Iron Man, who's supposed to be one of the smartest people in the world, is just completely blindsided and just doesn't think at all rationally. Of course, towards the end, it's the other storyline was his mother and his father dying, but that's not. I don't know. I feel like it's put together. Thor Ragnarok S tier. I know I'm going out of order. Doctor Strange is A to B tier. It's going to be interesting to see how they use Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness, and I believe Doctor Strange is going to become an even more and more important character. Ant-Man, B tier. Guardians of the Galaxy, B tier. Captain America is like, yeah, Avengers 2, definitely B tier. Yeah, I just don't like it that much. The villain, they ruined Ultron, and I hope Ultron comes back, though. Ultron's a fantastic villain. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I would say, is A tier. Black Panther's A tier. The armor's great. The setting's great. Just overall good. Captain Marvel's just overpowered, and she's just not a very personable story, I would say. For me, at least, I didn't think the movie was that good. It's very similar to the first Avenger. It's if you watch them side by side, you'd be like, "Can I copy your homework? Just make sure it's not copied exactly." There's Captain in the first name. They're pretty much the same. I actually like this a lot. Far From Home was actually pretty good. I like the ending and the twist. I don't think Magneto's dead at all, though. I think he is completely alive. Then we get to the better of the Avengers movies. And Endgame, yeah. Infinity War is better than Endgame. Endgame finishes off the phase 3, and now we're going into phase 4. But for me, Endgame didn't. It did a lot of good stuff, but it also didn't do a lot of good stuff. Infinity War was just. You were hooked into the whole entire sequence from stop to finish. It was going. And me personally, when I was going in, I'm like, okay, I know he's going to wipe out half the world. I thought they were going to do that at the very beginning of the second Infinity War movie at the time. And when I was sitting there Thursday night when it came out, I'm just sitting there and he snaps. And I'm like, did they just do what I think they just did? And I was shocked. I was actually shocked. So I went to school the following day and I just sat there. I couldn't speak. I was caught off guard. I'm like, what? They actually pulled it off. Feige pulled it off. And then Endgame, you have some great moments of Fat Thor, Rocket Raccoon, Fortnite in the game or in the movie. You have a lot of funny moments, and then you have probably one of the best sequences of the whole entire series at the very end with the big battle. There's also some moments that just didn't feel authentic, but you have the best moment where everyone comes in through the portals and it's Avengers Assemble and that big old fight. Truly, it was a great masterpiece, and I hope Marvel is able to recreate some of those moments. I hope Spider-Man 3, or Spider-Man Homecoming 3, as Feige calls it, will be great and will be as memorable as Infinity War or Endgame. From what we know, it will either be an S tier movie, and it will go like somewhere around here, or it's going to go with its buddies down here. There is no in between. But I want to thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye!